Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to RGN. We apologize for the delays. We had some issues. You guys can probably assume what happened. So anyhow, moving forward, we're going to see what happens here. Mirage, map 3. These teams took each other's map choices. We started on Dust 2. Second map was Overpass. Now it comes down to Mirage, and we are getting into the knife round. I am Sprawl, joined by Laser Jesus, and it looks like EANIX will be able to pick up the knife round. So starting on the CT side, again, going back to Overpass, they opted to start on the T side. So interesting stuff. Moving here, they will pick the CT side. I did reminisce a little bit. Again, Laser, remember that lunatic match on Mirage back in the day, and they picked T side. So they do pick CT side here.
So that's good.
They will make that decision. Yeah.
They've definitely shown that they're willing to make those strange decisions. Of course, there's reasons that they made them. I think we saw it on Overpass. They did have a strong T side. To be fair, both teams did. It was looking like rivaL was going to be able to finish on their T side before they went B 4 times in a row on gun rounds. To be fair, if you missed that match, it wasn't necessarily a terrible decision because they were having some success early at the B-bomb site. But that's how the end of the match went down. I'm wondering, do we see the T-sided affair continue? Strange to see it come across all 3 maps, and if that's the case, if it goes all 3 maps, and I'll touch on it a bit later, as the A-take is underway.
Drossel is going to fall back into CT spawn, and we'll see how aggressive rivaL wants to push this. It looks like, yeah, I've seen this before. They decide to push all 4 to try and take control. Drossel, he finds one. Handled shows up and takes down Reki as well. DJ onto MCE. It's a 2-on-3, but decent positioning considering CT spawn still controlled by the T side. They smoke off the bomb, but no kit for EANIX here.
Yeah, invert. When he tapped the bomb, he ate a whole bunch of damage. Now DJ knows he has to press forward, but he's going to run straight into a crossfire if he does. No other options. Has to frag out. Might be able to get it, but the round has already been lost. No kit near the bomb. And Vex are going to drop pistol. rivaL. The CT spawn move. That's what won him the round. And then 2-on-2. Nicely played. Good spam onto invert.
And DJ, he does recover the kit there in the end, but again, nowhere near the bomb. So at least he gets that. Not much of a silver lining, but at least a little bit. rivaL, they take pistol round, and moving into the next one, 2 Galils, 2 Mac 10s, 3 Galils actually. So we got a full house Mac 10s and Galils, and while on the CT side, they will force buy into this round. I don't know, what do you think? CT side on second rounds, specifically on Mirage, I feel like it's very difficult unless the team just rushes into B or does something silly like that. I feel like this is a very difficult map, especially if you don't have a scout going into it.
I think so as well. I mean, how do you challenge the mid control if that's what the T's want to do? That's what they're doing here. And when you let the mid control get developed by that T side, and then when they get control of connector and everything like that, on a force buy, I feel like so many things, like mistakes have to be made from your opponents, or you just have to hit nutty shots. I don't know if I like it from Vex this round. But there's one frag. Handled deals with the player getting boosted up. That was just the initial one-man fake or flank attempt. But another one for Drossel. But a nice shot in return by Grumpix. So maybe even another one is falling apart for rivaL. Reki will bring one frag back. The bomb plant going down just about now.
Grumpix, they are able to deny the window play there. DJ goes down. It's actually to Reki. So his second on the round. Handled and Ruin. They have the equipment to be able to get this done. Ruin is sneaking up on Catwalk. Finds Reki, but can't actually find the frag. 1v1 though. So it'd be a 4K for Handled. He's looked very good, but he has no armor. So aim punch with a Mac 10. Difficult to see him getting this round. And, well, Grumpix does put him away. So rivaL, they pick it up. It's a force buy for EANIX. They really want to win that round. It's great that they made it expensive. Again, it's a silver lining, but moving forward here, Handled actually made, again, a lot of money, 4,900. So, again, we'll see if that benefit helps them moving into their first rifle round. But rivaL, see the AK buy, and if they lose any members here, well, of course, moving into that first buy, they might be forced to eco if they lose a single round.
That's what they want to avoid. Shouldn't have too much of a problem doing that, though. Looking at the buy from Vex, there's not much. Only 2 P250s invested, which is a bit odd, considering that Handled had a whole bunch of money. But first frag, and they're running into a stack here. Can they run through it? DJ's found himself an AK down to 7 HP, but he's dealt with as the player comes up towards the catwalk. There's another player in the bomb site, though. Didn't account for him. Easy spot to sleep on. It's now Rune versus 2. I mean, he's got a chance.
He's got a P250 in a dream at the moment. He spots MCE cross, but that one bullet gives away his location, and hopping through the smoke, he finds a headshot immediately onto Grumpix. MCE 1v1. We'll see if he can get it done. Spams Rune down to 10 hit points, and again, without armor, God. See the T coming out on top here. Rune trying to find the right angle. Not able to find it as MCE puts it away. So rivaL, they do take the 2 rounds after pistol. But each of them coming down to a 1v1, that is ridiculous. EANIX, if they put away this round, again, it'll immediately force an eco. Even moving into this round, you'll see kind of lack of utility here and there. So, big one underway. We'll see if EANIX can make it work.
Decent spawn for Tennels. Nope, doesn't want to use it, I guess. Looks like he'll go ahead and move back towards the palace area. That means to me this will be a very slow round out from rivaL. See if any pushes are coming through, and oh man, a double push down the apartments. 2 players coming up from underpass. If they don't go quickly here, the flank likely ruins the round, so they gotta move. The rest of rivaL outside of A ready to go, and I think they'll get there in time.
Yeah, interesting stuff. That is definitely a fortunate timing as they escape, and now MCE coming up connector. You see the smoke invert. Not allowed to do anything. Gets spammed by Reki. Yeah, he must have spotted him on radar or something to that effect. But very quickly, this comes down to only Drossel. And this is going to be very frustrating for the CT side in that, again, they had those 2 close rounds. And moving into this one, obviously, it's always going to be a big opportunity on your first rifle round to eventually break the bank. But you expect that you usually have to make 2 rounds work in a row to maybe force an eco. In this scenario, they had the chance to just completely throw the momentum back their way, but surviving with 5 is rivaL, and that's huge.
After losing pistol in the force buy, like, your main objective is to keep that economy low, and when you have that opportunity, you're pointing it out, you really want to make use of it, because, you know, you're right back in the game then. Instead, it doesn't look as close as it actually is because Fex still haven't gotten around. Now, likely going to have to save 1 more. No real chance of winning the round with the forest buy. Always a chance, but I don't think they should invest much. rivaL surviving with everybody. And now a fast A play, or how fast will it be? MCE seems to be the solo guy whenever they do these sort of strats, or I guess I'm referring to the CT side. Where's the M4? On the wrong side. And rivaL, big chance to grow that economy even more.
And slowly walk out onto A. Tennels executes one of his teammates. Reki finds Ruin. Oh man. We got to make some sort of fail compilation eventually. That would be so cool. But nonetheless, 3-on-3.
That would be so fun.
It would. I've seen that happen so many times that it's just funny every single time. Grumpix on a Drossel.
It's nobody's fault either. It just comes down to straight timing. Because the guy wants to protect his opper, but the opper wants to take the shot. I guess the moral of the story, don't get in front of him, but it's really nobody's fault.
Yeah. Well, moving forward. Invert. See if this flank is going to work out. Unfortunately, he doesn't time it with handled as much as I would have liked. I guess handled was caught out at triple box, so it wasn't a lot he could have done. And Invert can't get anything. I thought for certain Invert gets something there, but Grumpix with a jump peek that just caught like deer in the headlights. Just like, okay, I'm caught out. He tries to find that frag, but can't find anything. And this is just getting more and more unfortunate. 5-0 as rivaL. I don't remember a time where like team kills would like take away like $3,400. What was it, $3,450 or something ridiculous? Like, yeah, like it was a terrible time.
2013.
But, yeah, it was a terrible thing, really. But that would have been a silver lining. But we're not gonna see it here. I don't know why I brought it up. It's just one of those.
You're reaching, Chad.
Right.
You're always trying to find that silver lining. You know, it's a good trait to have as a person.
I'd like to think so, but
I think you got a strong suit there. Post plant for rival. One fire, one under balcony, one inside of the palace. A lot of utility to isolate these players though. But Drossel takes the fight with 10Ls inside of the palace. And I don't think he's going to stick inside of the smoke either. Frag for invert. Returned by 10Ls. Pushes up outside of the smoke. And that's 6 for rival. Another gun round lost. Is it tunnel, like a tunnel with a E, or is it like 10 Ls? I don't know.
I guess to me it's how gangster you want to feel saying it. Like 10 Ls just seems like some sort of rap artist. I don't know if that's like that's just what I think.
I don't know what side of me what side of me should I bring out to
it's like
pronunciate that.
I don't know. I really I gotta ask him to find out exactly how he wants it pronounced, but
we're both wrong.
Forward, probably. But moving forward, we've got Drossel with the Deeg. He gets put down immediately by Tennels. MCE onto invert, and rival. Just looking better and better here. Again, there was a point where their economy was so weak that they would have had to save if they lost one round, even after winning. Again, 3 in a row, but no longer the case. They have a luxurious financial situation. Handled falls, DJ alone. And if you can at least find one more here, bring it down to 3. Not going to be the case. 7-0. Rival just, again, it gets better and better.
Better and better. And that chance we were highlighting earlier, gone for Vex to potentially reset that economy upon only winning 1 round. Now they got to win 2. Haven't won 1. That is pretty bleak. This is looking like early Dust 2. I think rival jumped out to a massive lead on Dust 2 on the T side as well. And Vex didn't bring it back to a manageable half. But the look that I'm seeing from rival, I mean, everything's working from them. So they just got so many options. Invert. We'll get a frag onto middle, though, coming back towards this B side. So when is rival going to go? They're sending Reki back. Now he'll come back and join the rest of his team at B. And there's a big entry, though. I don't know if it's the right play from invert. Didn't expect an op to be up there. Now it's just Drossel.
See if he can come up big. He drops an incendiary towards Van, but he dies immediately. That's... Oh, rival, again, stomping all over the bomb site. 3 players caught in market. And at this point, well, they're going to go for it, and rightfully so. You can't give up any more rounds. But without any other angles of attack, yeah, the call becomes a save almost immediately after no success is found. And it's going to be 8-0. Rival just... I knew this was going to be a fairly strong map for them. Again, racking my memory, I remember seeing them and them having a decent performance, but I didn't expect it to be this dominant. This is ridiculous. And yeah, invert going down like that, sad times.
Yeah, it's a good spot to peek if the guys are constantly sending AKs there holding. But if the chance of an op already being posted up, it's pretty risky, and you might be putting yourself in a position, a bad spot, where you have to just outshoot your opponent despite him having the jump on you. 8-0. This has been a T-sided day for these two teams, but how much is too much? Because we can infer based upon the previous 2 maps and the score lines on the T side that Vex, you know, they could probably get a decent amount of rounds on T, but if they lose this one, I think it's reached that too much point, because then it's 10-0, and what, you got to win out just to get 5? That's not a good look. Then you put yourself into the must-win pistol spot, which you want to avoid moving into half number 2.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Talking about emotional factors, MCE, we all witnessed how frustrated he was after map number 2. He's definitely feeling good. Not that he's, like, fragging at top of the charts or anything like that, but right. Well, no, I don't even think they didn't change the server. They reset his router, but outside of that, again, his ping was spiking a little bit. I don't know if that's his ISP. I don't know if that's his hardware. I have no idea, but he was very frustrated, as we all again witnessed. So that's a plus side, even if Vex or EANIX rather would come back and got 7 rounds here. I feel like rival would be all right with that moving onto their CT side. Like you stated, it has been a T-sided day. I don't know how much we can bring that in to this one when it's just the third map, like taking from 2 maps. Again, it is what it is, but see how this pans out. The pause, it has come to an end. So what kind of changes will we see? Invert is going to be playing towards jungle here. Drossel playing close towards a palace, and just a slow look. No real aggressive play from the CT side as there's holding angles. Drossel actually taking down Tenos inside of palace. As I say, it's a passive look. He gets aggressive, and that's a good look. They'll come up on a 5-on-4, but look at this A-take.
Oh boy. The position in palace is really good for Drossel, though. And that will allow kind of a triangle of defense, but now he's been isolated. Still a player inside of CT. Handled cannot go down here, and he's going to miss the no-scope. Suddenly, the advantage is just gone for Vex. Drossel had a chance for a moment, but he didn't want to peek out of the palace as Team Rival were executing into the bomb site. But it's still 3-on-3. They got a chance, and they're going to go for it. Player moving up the stairs. Oh no, Ruin's falling inside of the CT spawn. It's looking like 9-0. He's hopping on the bomb, and he's going to stick it. Not going to happen.
Oh boy. Well, took the pause, and unfortunately they will not be able to get the round right after. So, Rival up 9-0. What can EANIX do at this point? I don't know what kind of emotional state they're going to be in, for one, and for two, just equipment-wise. They're lacking quite a bit of utility. They do have an op on Handled, but look at this quick B take. It's going to be a split into the bomb site. Immediate catwalk presence. DJ falls. They've got one inside of B apartments, but Ruin is dropped as well. Invert arrives. He finds one. Gives him a chance.
16-0 a team recently, gets 16-0'd. I feel like that's what kind of team Vex can be. Just so deadly, or just not there at all. His Handled now will go down with his op. Vex committing. They know they need rounds desperately, so they're willing to take these unfavorable situations. 10-0, 5 the max for Vex, and yeah, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's hard to say a lot about what's going on here. The only situation that I see EANIX getting some rounds on the CT side is if Rival, like that play, we saw a quick B split, and usually teams at this point, honestly, in the North American scene, generally the lower tiers specifically, you'll see once they get ahead, they'll start to get a little careless. Rival, that was still a perfect B split. Like, you saw how all 3 players are at ladder room immediately and shoulder to shoulder. Like, credit to Rival where credit's due, that they've been able to create this half for themselves. Of course, EANIX just not able to hit some shots, but in this round, we do see a 3-on-3, Handled with 2 thus far, but he's spotted out at Firebox, and he is flushed out with a Molotov. So 2-on-3 as they'll make it into A.
Still a player lurking too. That's MCE. Gonna flank DJ. Should be the round right there unless Rune can go off. He's got the mag. Not gonna happen again. It's looking really bad for Vexes. They're gonna have to keep force buying every single time. I think it's over, Chad. He looked defeated,
Okay.
deflated.
Right. Very, like, it's hard to look deflated as, like, these player models don't change, but, like, you can see it, right? You can see it.
Right, everybody is the same height, the same size.
Right.
It'd be a strange world. You know, I wouldn't mind it being of the smaller breed. The 11 to 0. Hey, there's one. Is Handled, brings down MCE, and Rival will just commit on into A. But looking at it realistically, even if Vex win out, they have such a little chance, and that's never what you want to be looking at when you're moving on to the harder side. And then Grumpix onto Drossel, evened out, and that's probably the best look Vex has had in a while. That now favors Rival.
4-on-4. Invert strolling up from CT spawn with DJ. See a 1-for-1 trade. DJ finds one, and back and forth we go. Best chance here, and they will find the round. Hopefully, they do have enough time. All right, I'm just checking all the boxes here. There's no Molotovs. There's no fire on the bomb. Everything's clear. So 1 CT round. Again, I try and be the optimist. If they can string together and get 4 in a row, in my eyes, that might be enough momentum for rivaL to be a little less confident moving into the next half. But again, we're just trying to create a storyline here. I just don't see 4 rounds being enough. But again, if they can get these last 4, well, last 3 at this point, we'll see.
Yeah, then it becomes a maybe. It's not even a maybe yet. It's still over in my eyes. But the mid crunch, where was that earlier from Vex? Like that's one of the things. If I'm calling on the CT side and your opponents are going for mid control, that should be one of your first or second strats, is to go for that mid collapse. And Vex do it way late. I mean, if they send that message to rivaL earlier, maybe we have a different game on our hands. But this late to do that, it's far too late.
You say that, but I'm having this creeping suspicion. Like, I have this feeling, Laser, that we're just going, like, this is going to be an extended map. Like, this is going to be longer than we expect it to be. Just because I didn't expect it to be this dominant in the first place. rivaL, they've looked really good, but just have this feeling.
I mean, we can't ignore the pattern.
It's Spidey sense.
It's been 5 halves in a row where it's been T-sided. Like, there's definitely a trend there.
Right? Like, it's enough to make one question. So we'll see. Ruin going to take down MCE, and he follows it up as well. So 2 frags on the round. It seems that everybody's having their time to shine in these last couple rounds here, finding a couple kills individually. So 3 on 5. We're going to try and make it into A. Q's finds Ruin, but invert and handle fire right back. And Tunnel's just going to fall to handled as well. So 3 rounds. They're bringing it back.
Yep. Now they just need the 4th. They'd have that 1 round buffer. Yeah, they definitely need this last one. That would give them the small chance to still win if they lose pistol, and they wouldn't be like battling against the tie. But either way, they definitely need pistol round to follow. So rivaL setting up. Not sure what this is just yet. There's MCE. Okay, they will turn this into the 4-man A play with MCE lurking on top of mid. This is the setup for Vex once again with the mid control. Back to back. They're not collapsing this time, but the A take is on. Ruin falls off of the stairs. That's the only angle he can really assist his teammate from. Decent damage onto the firebox player. Actually, not much at all. There's Q's will go down. Oh, he did get him. But bomb site over to rivaL. No flanks or anything. Just a straight up 2-2 retake.
rivaL's been good in the spot previously, but the first round to start stringing them together was an A retake. So we'll see what trend follows. Handled onto Tunnels after he found Ruin. DJ onto Grumpix. It's a 2-on-3. They don't have a smoke to cover the bomb, but this Molotov is going to flush out Reki, and he'll just straight up take the fight. Drossel underneath him on the ladder. The body block is real. Drossel not recognizing where he's at. Tosses the Molotov, and that might be...
He can't find the bomb.
No, he botches it. It's underneath the balcony. He's going to try and jump on the bomb. Reki eventually peeks out and takes his head off. What a goofy... That was
so funny. Reki had the smell my feet play, man.
It was a circus.
Oh, feet to the face, blocking his entrance up the ladder. He's able to shift off and kill Reki's teammate. That's just so funny the way it ended. And then there's a body on top of the bomb. So from his vantage point, he didn't know that it was planted for the CT, the ticket booth. So goofy and so unfortunate for Vex, because they begin their little comeback, their little rally right at the end, and shenanigans to end the half. And now they have no room to lose pistol. It's a must win.
Oh, I'll see if they can get it done. Again, I just have this sneaking suspicion that they're... Even if they don't win pistol, like they win the round after pistol and somehow rally and make this close, I don't know. We'll see if EANIX has anything left in the tank. I'm trying to paint the storyline where they're like backs against the wall and they're just all of a sudden throwing bombs and they just eventually make it work. They didn't get the 4 rounds like I anticipated they might. They at least got 3. We'll see here. Just trying to be that one guy that's at least like rooting for EANIX here. Everybody else is just like, yeah, rivaL, let's go. So see if they can make it work. The A take for pretty much all the marbles.
Yup.
If it pans out.
This is it. Can Vex close the gap? Avoid the long range of the USPs. So far, the initial burst looking okay, but now Reki's on the scene. Grumpix falls in the CT. Vex not electing to do what rivaL didn't rush into the CT. Yes, actually they are 10 Ls. He's able to get 1, but 2 alive for rivaL. Both taking from a similar position. 1 jungle, 1 inside of the connector, but close on the other side of Sandwich is Ruin. So when he makes contact, the site players should peek out and, in theory, trade off effectively. And that should be the round. Yep, MCE last guy up. Don't over peek him though. Going around the Sandwich. He doesn't have a kit. That'll be that. We might have a game on our hands, Chad.
I'm telling you, my logic did not tell me that was going to happen. Don't get me wrong. I've just implemented, when I'm watching a certain level of Counter-Strike, I'm calling it the WWE factor, where it's just kind of like, if this was the WWE, what would happen next?
Right.
What would make this a great way to end? And a lot of once in a while, we just get graced with the T-side. Like, every map just seems to be T-sided. Every team's got this comeback chance that, and again, I don't necessarily like know if it's that one team can't close versus the other one just starts playing a lot better.
I mean,
but we did see a little bit of a better play
for that.
Right, there's just, I don't know. It's so intriguing to me. We need
one
some,
team
we need
could
some
struggle
studies
to
done.
close. One team, like, just when their backs are against the wall. Some teams play so good when their opponents are at 15, and like you said, you're not using your logic to make that decision, and I think that's a good way to say it, because it's like a superstition kind of thing, and there's so many different theories to why, you know, NACS in general is plagued with that, like, endemic problem of the inability to close. I don't know. I mean, that's a job for Thorin.
It's a fascinating thing, really, but we'll see. rivaL, again, they're on the favored side here, so we're not in this crazy imagination land just yet. Vex is on, or EANIX is on 4 rounds. They've just picked up pistol at this point, so we'll see. Tenels does fall. Grumpix with a frag on a Drossel, and it doesn't look like he's done. Well handled. We'll put him down. So EANIX moving forward, and we'll see how far they can get with this. In theory, should be able to make it up to at least 6 rounds, rifle round, then queue in for a rivaL. But we'll see what kind of buffer they can build in this next one.
Yeah, I need to avoid dropping too many players. And the setup from Vex looks like handled, forgotten some nades. Little A stack, 1 player towards B. Just do some spotting, and then hopefully Vex will run into the A bomb site if you're a rivaL fan. But with the setup of Vex, they're not going to go quickly. I don't think they're going to run into this unless the strat from the beginning was to go A. Then I don't see Vex running into this stack. But I do see a lot of teams do that in a lot of levels. I've always been a fan of on the anti-eco, when you know your opponents are not force buying and they're firmly going to be eco, like, never should there be just a straight dedicated play without doing some scouting. So hopefully for Vex they do a little bit and don't run into it. But the big guns, you can always just run through a stack. It's just really up to rivaL there to create that chaos and split the angles.
So Drossel's now in B, so he's going to recognize in a moment. He spots MCE, but he hasn't seen anything else. He's now dropped that player, and EANIX is playing this very smart. He's calling it's clean, and it looks like they'll actually just wait for him to flank. Yeah, it's 35 seconds, so to rotate everybody through, they'd rather just pinch and see if anybody rotates. And,
I kind of like that,
they're able
actually.
to clean up. Yeah, I feel like that is, like, you have 2 options in that scenario. If there's a lot of time left, then maybe just rotate back to B. But with so little, I think that was a great decision.
Yeah, I like that, because by falling back, then you give your opponents time to rotate off. Maybe handle doesn't win the duel, and then there's an AK at B when you're trying to take in later on. So nicely done by EANIX. They've done a decent job of managing their economy on the anti-ecos. Q's coming down the A stairs. Rune right on the other side of the smoke, ready for him. See how far they want to go with the bomb at middle. I think Vex will try to go for a split onto this A bomb site. But having the bomb alone with our... Just with another one at mid, I mean, this is a risky play. This could turn into like a quarterback sneak kind of move.
2 frags going the way of the CT side. DJ tries to run through the smoke there, and then it doesn't like what he sees, so he runs back, handled, finds Q's. But he'll go down to Tennels, so 2 on 4. Invert and DJ left to try and make something of this. As they do have a little bit of... Well, they have quite a bit of money in their bank account they'll be able to buy moving into the next round. But rival, on the other hand... Oh, looks like we're not done here. Invert. Nice frag on a recce. There's still one to deal with. That's MCE.
And Invert will win the fight. Surprised that MCE would peek that wide. To be fair, he should have won it. But Invert in the site. If 10Ls posts up for the apartments, he'll be a genius. I don't think DJ is going to peek him, though. Might go for it now. New position taken by Tennels, and misses the shot onto the player at the truck. Grumpix just now arriving from the catwalk, but nobody's giving him the angle that he wants. Invert loses the fight. Now, rival just have to realize where DJ is. Position known. Spams away with the AK. Now they just got to play coverage. Somebody hops on the bomb. Nade.
Oh, what a shot.
That was nasty.
Tennels just tears his head off. I thought that nade may have been able to create a 1v1, but as he's throwing it, just, yeah, loses his head. And, well, rival, they will stop the bleeding here. Moving up to 13 rounds. They did not survive with enough players that their economy is going to be comfortable, so that's the downside. So good on EANIX for honestly making that round winnable. And I thought on the 2v2 that they honestly had it, to be fair. But
yeah.
Nice retake from the rival end. And we'll see if they can, again, follow it up. Nice smoke towards window. That's going to get that AWP to move its positioning. But they're actually going to split B very quickly here. Recce able to retreat on catwalk. He does drop an incendiary, so that buys him some time. MCE with 1, but he's traded and handled. Drops Recce before he can actually really do anything. So 3 on 4. Another good round here as the T's plant in B.
This would be the hard reset if they can close this round. And yeah, that's what's going to happen. Call for the save made by rival. So the hard reset. 2 rounds that Vex should be able to grow that economy with. They have a 1-round buffer before the tie point. This is still doable from Vex. It's been strange that every single half has been T-sided on 3 very different maps. So that has to tell us something about these 2 teams. Maybe it's just crazy happenstance today. Rival only will bring in 1. But Vex, I mean, both of these rounds, they need to survive with like 4 or more. They have to keep that buffer in order to have a chance in my eyes. Because I don't think rival will get shut out for the rest of the half by any means. So that's the objective for Vex. And I was liking their anti-ecos earlier.
Here we go. Rival with only the M4A1S. And what is the play? We've got DJ front running with the MAC-10. He's just going to watch towards underpass. Fairly standard look from rival in this round. Well, actually, I'll scratch that. They are pushing middle with 2 players. Like to see some sort of aggression as they have minimal equipment to work with. Grumpix with that M4 is working a ramp, and they were getting aggressive as well, but no one to spot. As we can see, EANIX is towards the B side of the map. Well, Rune is still making certain that no one is pushing through T-spawn, so they're spread out in that respect, but slow anti-eco, and this should result, in theory, in an easy round victory, but they haven't actually done a ton of scouting, so we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, they might run into the B side here, which has 3 players. Not the player with the M4. It's the real threat for Vex this round. No rotations from rival just yet. Now comes the execute. Grumpix, if he turns around, he might be able to get some decent spam down into the catwalk. So the openers. Rival need to dwindle these numbers down if they're going to have any chance on the retake. Somebody lurking in the bomb site might even be able to get the bomb or two. Nope, invert there from the short area. And probably another save out here from Grumpix.
Yeah, I think that is most certainly the correct call. He makes it into CT spawn quick enough that Ruin doesn't spot it, but they are certainly on the hunt. So we'll see if we can keep it in play. But another round here for EANIX and keeping 4. Okay, 3 alive. Grumpix puts a lot of damage into Handled, and quite honestly, he won't survive if he stays there, considering the bomb plant position. Okay, invert shows up and takes down Grumpix, so this is shaping up to be a close one. Again, I just have a strange feeling, and again, EANIX is bringing it right back. Rival, they will save in this round. Moving into the next, they have plenty of money to work with. But we're seeing this work out to be, like, if say, for example, EANIX win this round, and then lose the next, but have enough that they can buy the next, and then reset them again, like, yeah, that's how this turns into a very close map, so it has all the makings, certainly. We'll see if this mid control is going to work out at all for the CT side.
Well, Grumpix got the dink off onto Ruin at the A stair. Fortunate for Ruin that piece of that bullet hit the wall, allowing him to survive, to do a bunch of damage, but Grumpix goes down to the player pushing out of the palace. 2-man A control. They just come out of stairs as well as the palace. Not aggressively taking into the bomb site, but safely enough that they're not going to run into anybody unaware. MCE, is he going to go through the smoke at CT? I mean, economic damage is a big issue here. He's looking at Vex's money. Like, 3 frags would really dampen that economy, but it's not going to happen. This is exactly what we need to see from Vex. Would you be as bold to predict overtime, Chad?
I can't go that. I can say it, but I don't know if I actually feel it. Like, I just
think we do
think
the 1-3-1-3 math. I mean, I think it's there.
No, most certainly. I have a feeling that Rival is going to get it together eventually. I just don't know how long it's going to take. But you're
like
right in that it's shaping up. It's shaping up to be that kind of close overtime kind of map. So this is ridiculous. Again, 5 left up, so a ton of money on that T side. Moving into this buy, they will have everything. Tennels with the AWP. I don't think they're going to respond with the double op. A lot of teams, that's their eventual response to just losing a lot of rounds and having a lot of loss bonus. They make use of it that way, but not here, as it's just Tennels. We'll see if this is going to be the round they turn it around for Rival.
Let's check it out. Where's 10 L's? 10 L's, 10 L's. Now I'm just thinking about it too much. Right. Mid control. For Vex, again, we have Opper. Oh, I thought he was pushing down the short, but no, it'll be MCE. Vex getting that mid control, and they'll begin the collapse onto the A bomb site and the entry onto Q's. This is looking pretty good. I think we have a freebie coming through. MCE needs to protect his teammate, but there was still a smoke up. Reki, does he want to go on top and take it? Who's defending the bomber? Left alone. Reki giving him a shot. Trades are there 2-on-2.
It's very close here, and we'll see this 2-on-2 shape up to be an interesting one.
This is odd.
EANIX knows where both players are at. There's just a fight taken towards middle from Drossel. He's going to drop Molotov towards Connector. MCE almost burning to death. He's got 16 hit points. Easy kill for Drossel. And now it's Tennels. 1v2.
He blamed the ping again. Oh, I love this guy. Tennels trying to come up from the CT spawn area. He just doesn't win this round is the problem. He doesn't have a kit. There's not enough time left. Rival gonna drop another one. Vex hitting double digits with an economy. Now that 1 round buffer between them and 14 and 15, it becomes a big deal. then it puts rival in almost a must-win situation whenever they do win the next round, if they ever win another round. So Vex, it's kind of looking like Dust 2. I don't want to curse them. You know what? Caster's curse ain't real, Chad. Maybe it is today with Superstition, but I said on Dust 2, you know, like when is it too much? When do we begin to favor Vex on the comeback, even though they're down rounds? They seem to be dominant.
I have no idea. I don't know how to call any of this anymore. This is just an intriguing match, to say the least. Ruin is going to be running forward from a ramp. He's traded off immediately, but the success towards B, good enough. As they will have a 2-on-3. I don't know how viable this is to actually go for, though, as we don't have very forward positions. And yeah, I think Reki's just going to save his AK-47, so it's going to be 2 rounds between these teams. Again, I can't believe this is what this match turned into, and
You had the hunch.
I did, but I still didn't think it would happen. Like, I was saying that like just like being a jerk, but I don't know.
Damn, you stopped yourself twice there.
I know.
Just you couldn't commit to the curse. It seems like everybody else nowadays just doesn't even care.
Right.
I don't know.
Gotta keep it semi-professional.
My
right?
mouth is filthy in person, but I do pretty
Oh,
good
me as well.
online.
Me as well.
So here we go. 11. Now finally another gun round from rival. And what is the adjustment so far, Vex? I mean, aside from one, this half has been flawless. It's been some chances for rival, but just can't seem to close it out. Handled has a good spawn. 4A gonna try to pick the cross. No, he's going up very far, and he legs the player. I thought that was on. I guess he was moving a little bit, so I guess you consider it fortunate that he was able to leg him. Drossel towards the A side, excuse me, B side, pushes up, and I don't think he's done. Spots on another player. He can win this duel. That's probably the round done, but MCE will stay alive, so, well, I think it's neutralized. I still got to favor Vex, though.
Oh, look at this. Reki walks down a ramp, and Handled is holding the angle. And just the clothesline headshot comes in.
The op was already, the presence was already known that the op was there. Like, did he think Handled fell back? Because if the op is there, you don't take that fight.
Oh my god. Q's. He ate one to the leg earlier, and the second one, Handled just giving it to these guys in the face as MCE does return. DJ falls next in line, but Grumpix is going to go down. So 1v3. It looks like with this round victory, they're going to be able to tie this up unless we see an eco in the next round. This is 13-13. I just can't. I can't believe it. Every single map has been so T-sided. 3 rounds on the CT side, 12-3 at half, and here we are.
And the funky part about it is it's 3 really different maps, and they've all been T-sided. So are both teams just bad on CT, or are both teams just really good on T? Maybe it's just the day. That's just how it's been going down. So now Vex, 12-13. That economy, big problem for rival. Whenever rival do win a round, they're going to have to win out the rest of the half because the money is just out of control now for Vex.
Rival, we got 4 CZ75s and a 5.7. And just to remind you guys, this is the losers match in this group. So, loser of this map drops out of the closed qualifier. Winner moves on to the playoffs and eventually can qualify for the Pro Series. And both these teams, well, Rival's been with their org for quite a while. I believe EANIX just picked up Vex not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's longer ago than I'm thinking. But anyhow, both these teams up and coming in a way that they always have something to prove. And to get this far and to have this kind of performance, it's been so bizarre. But well, MCE does find Drossel early. So we might see an eco yet here.
I feel like that'd be just so NACS right there.
It would be perfect.
Just dominance on all the gun rounds. You have like 10 rounds on the T side, and then you drop it to an eco, not even a forced buy. You know what? Following your hunches, like
Right.
that's
the
the vibe I'm
WWE
getting.
factor, right? Like that would be the next thing to happen. Reki close towards connector, finds 2, and it's happening. Like we're just looking like psychics here, unless EANIX can pull this back.
Well, we've seen this before, Chad.
It's true. Like when you've casted this much mid-tier NACS, we've honestly seen it all. I've seen this 100 times. So that's why I get the Spidey senses. EANIX, it's gonna be a 2v1. Tennels marching up. It could be a reality still. 1v1. Oh, tell me it's not so. He didn't pick up the AG grenade. I thought maybe the money shot. We'll just go for the actual shot. He has a smoke though, so you just, as long as he doesn't botch the smoke, that's gonna be that. rivaL. It
happened.
It happened.
It happened. That's NACS right there, boys. Dominance on the gun rounds. Constantly winning. It looks like they're just going to close it out on the T side. And then what happens? They drop to an eco. I was highlighting the massive economic advantage for Vex Gaming. That is the best way to negate some of that, is by picking up an eco round. And you can bring in whatever weapons that you acquired from the last. It's not like you had bought and invested up a bunch into that round. So now rivaL will need to win one less to finally reset that Vex bank. On the other side, it's kind of a must-win for them too. But then again, their only round in some time has came off of an eco. So I don't know how you want to weigh that.
I don't know how you analyze this, honestly. I gotta bring back. I gotta bring back like an old infamous Ricky Rath quote. Be glad you have your skins on this match. Like,
I think that was this map.
Oh my god, that was just one of the funniest lines I've ever heard him say. It was great. But quite honestly, this is as good as it gets. Like, this is, everybody's on the edge of their seats. There's no doubt that, like, this. How do you call what's gonna happen next? You never know. You don't. So rivaL, could they close? They're down a player in this round. They've got no economy to lose this. MCE, he doesn't bring it back. DJ on the lurk falls. So it's up to them to hold this A-side hit in Team rivaL.
Grumpix throws the flash up top, instantly drops down to the lower position, but he goes 1 for 1. Nice trade by Handle, but Hughes has to go ham. And he's able to do that. He's getting 2, and suddenly rivaL in a great position. Handled. He needs this clutch. Of course, Vex, I mean, their economy is okay. But now how does he avoid getting traded here? He still has to plant the bomb. I mean, the bomb down, it's way easier in this position. But now he knows he has to hunt.
On the prowl. He has to ace to win this. He'll hop over towards triple box, committing to the bomb plan. MCE will not further his position. The nade. 3 hit points remaining. Handled. He's not going to be able to find it. rivaL now on 15 rounds. My god. I believed for a second. I thought Handled was just going to go Hulk mode and ace, but rivaL, they've let the match come so far, but finally.
It's Dust 2 all over again. That's what happened. It was like, I know it was 10-13 at one point, and then rivaL, I forget what the scoreline ended on, but they were able to close. But they definitely let Vex back in the game. And we still could easily see overtime here. Looking at the money of rivaL, if Vex win this one, I mean, there's still a big shot to see that OT. And then we'd be in for the long ones. If you've been following us for a while, we used to have overtimes damn near every game by some spooky black magic. But Reki on the other side of short. Oh, he played the smoke beautifully. How is he still alive? Now he's lurking inside of it. Invert goes down on the short to Reki too. And now MCE's shutting it down from the apartments. This looks like it's going to be it.
Maybe not. Handled also. Handled shoots at his teammate, but he misses, and MCE kills both of them.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Nick. I love you, but it's like your op was so bad right there that you couldn't even get a TK. Oh, what a way to end. A fitting way to end. Just a crazy match.
Number 3 comes to a close. It doesn't get any more entertaining than that.
Okay, there you go. Entertaining is the right word.
Wow. I can't believe it. That's Again, I think we've done a fairly decent job analyzing throughout the maps that we don't really need to say very much more about what we just witnessed. It's just the craziness which is momentous NACS with a bit of magic mixed in. I have no idea. Like, that just was a crazy, again, like we were stating, we've seen this kind of thing happen quite often to the point that, again, we kind of get the sense when we're going to see it again, but that you're still surprised.
That
every
was
time
to
it
the
happens.
extreme. Like,
Right?
that
Like,
was.
you're still surprised.
I mean, throws all around on both sides. I mean, I suppose I gotta highlight unintentional throws. Don't want to trigger the chat too hard, but my God, that was
Chat's
just
hilarious.
That was just nutty. Right? I'm seeing a lot of people say like it was scripted. Like, do you know how much work that would be? I mean, you couldn't even
Right.
program bots to do that. Man, I love
Right,
this community.
this is North American Counter-Strike. We've seen how coordinated their CS is. You think that they're going to be able to puppeteer this kind of...
Right.
You guys are... We got
I
some
mean, it's
conspiracy
like
theorists. It's great.
NACS, like the community is also equally like facepalm at the same time. Oh boy. That's like that match just made me think of just like the bigger picture. Like, what is actually going on here?
Like, where are we in competitive CS at the moment? That's just where we're at. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoyed. That was quite the evening. Quite the evening indeed. Yeah. You got anything more to say, Laser? That's basically it. That's it for me.
Good night. I don't know.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter at Sprawl, 2 L's on the end for myself, at LaserJesus for my beautiful co-caster here, and at GoRGN TV for future match updates. So again, we're going to see rivaL move forward. They've qualified to the playoff bracket for the closed qualifier here for the 2016 Pro Series, and I do believe we've got a match scheduled for tomorrow morning. Well, it's not exactly morning. It's almost morning. It's noon for me, so it's like, it feels that way. I believe that we've got a European match. Let me just struggle to find it here real quick, and I'll let you guys know what is on the horizon. Oh, this application is a struggle. Tricked versus Quest. We got a best of 3 that's going to be at 3 p.m. EST, and then to follow that up in the evening, we've got Nexus Storm versus Kingdom Esports, also a best of 3. So again, 3 p.m. EST and 10 p.m. EST. Hopefully you guys can tune in for that, and hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.